All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. This guy could have been in the Eagles. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dane Donahue. You get older and then you kind of look back and you start to discover things that you might have missed the first time around. Dane put out an album 1977, 78, and the roster of musicians on this record is just phenomenal. A great West Coast album, the only release from Dane Donahue. Look at this lineup. He's backed up by Jay Graydon, Mike Porcaro, Bill Champlin, Larry Carlton, who is such an amazing guitarist, and Steve Lukather, who's also an amazing guitarist, as well as Don Henley. So my connecting Dane to the Eagles, I could hear Dane Donahue singing the Glenn Frey parts in the Eagles. Dane doesn't have the same twang in his voice that Glenn had, but he's got a certain intonation, a certain timbre, a sound that Glenn had. So CBS signed this guy after he was touring all over the USA and Europe as a performer in the famous rock musical Jesus Christ Superstar. The album is great and has everything it takes to make it a masterpiece. So if you haven't heard this, go listen to it. The song Casablanca on its own is like a late 70s FM radio, West Coast rock, just fantastic song. I mean, it's hard to just give words to it. It's that good. There's all kinds of great instrumentation in it. You can go listen to all of these tracks, and I think you'll like it. This has been uploaded to YouTube and to Spotify. A complete list of musicians on this also include Andy Smith, Steve Gadd, Ed Green, Jeff D'Angelo, Bob Glaub, Scott Edwards, Chuck Rainey, Mike Porcaro, Larry Carlton, Jay Graydon, Steve Lukather, Jay Winding, David Gautreaux, Victor Feldman, Steve Foreman, Ernie Watts, Gary Herbig, Bill Champlin, Don Henley, Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks, again, shows up on another album. J.D. Souther, Timothy B. Schmidt. So you got some Eagles stuff going on. It's 1978. You also get Herb Peterson and Tom Kelly on this record as well. Again, if you're a fan of the West Coast sound of the late 1970s, this is an album I would go out in special order because it is that good. This guy could have been in the Eagles. It's kind of a cross between the Eagles and Steely Dan. To say it's kind of Toto-ish, maybe, because you've got the Toto influence on this with the players. But this is probably more Steely Dan friendly than anything. But I don't know, go give it a listen. You might disagree with me on trying to put this into a category. All I know is this guy could have been in the Eagles. He's got that. I mean, doesn't that look like a Hotel California type of guy? He could be, on that back cover with those guys. Although maybe the dress code's a little bit different, but he's lighting up a cigarette, which was cool and very trendy back in the day. Big fan of this record. I just wanted to let people know about it. Again, I leave a trail of breadcrumbs and people follow them. I see the comments on YouTube, and I'm happy when someone discovers something that I've recommended. So there you have it. Casablanca would be the first song I'd go and listen to. Just fantastic music from Dane Donahue. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will talk soon.